My name is Devan. I'm here on behalf of Angel Dust. I've spoken at like NFT Miami, LA, done a bunch of different events as a speaker, as a moderator. So here I am today helping out again in the moderation role. To my left, we have Boban, who's on my team. Why don't you say who you are, so a little bit about yourself?
Nice to meet you guys. I'm Boban from Angel Dust. We are here to moderate this panel and answer some questions. I'm the product development lead of the NFT marketplace we are developing, and I hope you enjoy this exchange about how DeFi can make it to mainstream. On to my left, Mkay.
Mkay.
Hey, this is Mkay from Saitama Holding. Yeah, we are the one who's having this DeFi, and when it comes to a topic of DeFi, definitely, we are here.
Eric.
Yeah, hey guys, so I'm Eric, I'm the COO of DecentraBNB. We are a peer-to-peer crypto rental service. You can either be a guest or a host and list your property and take it in crypto rental.
All right, so that is the people that are here today. We're basically discussing DeFi, the problems that go along with it, things that can be more helpful to get it more mainstream, increase adoption, and we have a few questions. And I guess I'm going to start with Mkay. What are the accessibility issues and examples that you find with DeFi? I guess the struggles that come along with it, getting people to use it, to understand it, help it grow, access to it by countries, etc. What are those issues in your head?
Personally, I'm a fan of DeFi because DeFi is the one I hold my token with myself, not any exchange or not anybody. So DeFi is the future, and it's the safest thing if you hold it. Whatever happens, you can go anywhere in the world and use it.
So quickly, tell everyone here what DeFi is, so do they have a greater understanding of that?
Decentralized cash. I'm holding, like, you buy all the token, it's like your bank account. Keep in decentralized exchange, not centralized. So this is where I prefer to have, and we came up with our Saitama Pro, so where everybody buy and sell and swap, and that's where we're bringing with a lot of tokens instead of going on the centralized. Yeah, centralized is easy, it's quick, but again, someone is holding your money, and I prefer my money to be holding DeFi.
And Eric, are you in accord with that description of DeFi, or is there anything you'd like to add?
I'll build on it a little bit, because essentially what Mkay is saying is that when your money's in a bank or it's centralized, somebody is managing it for you. So there is a middleman. When it's decentralized, it's millions of computers across the world, it's in ledgers, it's in blockchains, it's in your keys. So the saying goes, not your keys, not your crypto. That's why he's taking it into DeFi, because it's on his ledger or on his trust wallet, MetaMask, and it's being managed by him and his keys.
Okay.
I want to add something on DeFi.
Sure.
We just decided to come how to make DeFi more popular. Anything we pay the fiat. We go to centralized or we go in real cash fiat. Now in DeFi, what to bring something new? Like he said, he's coming peer-to-peer. We are having Saitama Realty where we buy and construct, and lately we are starting even Saitama Logistic. First time ever somebody doing crypto coming up as a Saitama Logistic, where you don't need to go to DHL, FedEx website to just go and look for and put the stuff. You go in our platform, Saitama Pro, as DeFi to go and pay Saitama, USDT, or ePay, like a online payment. For me, I really want to grow DeFi, and everybody who is in DeFi, let's bring so many projects that people will start using the crypto to use as a money case.
Eric, do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I'll add something else. In terms of the accessibility, which was the main point of the question, there's a lot of people who aren't in DeFi and only work on SEX, right? Because how difficult it is to get into. There's a lack of education to be able to understand how to get in. It's like riding a bike. Once you've done it, you know how to move it from the CEX into your wallet and be able to go onto Uniswap, PancakeSwap, SataSwap, wherever, and actually use it. There's also a fear because of everything that's gone on over the last 2 years within BSC. I mean, $4 billion worth of fraud has been taken out of the BSC space alone, let alone Ethereum, Solana, everywhere else. So there's a lot of fear for people to actually step into it. What people don't realize is it's actually, there are scams, but it's safer because it's you controlling it, it's decentralized. There's a lot of situations at the moment with like Coinbase, they've cut off, I can't remember what the token was, but they cut it off and people weren't able to trade it. Look at what happened with Terra Luna. Nobody was able to take their money out of the SEX. If it was in, you could swap it to an ERC20 peg on Uniswap. People don't go into that stage, they don't understand that stage. They got it locked in Binance, in Crypto.com, in Coinbase, everywhere. And that was the issue, and now everyone's got Luna Classic.
Cool. All right. If you guys can remember, just speak a little bit closer to the mic, because I'm not sure everybody can hear you.
Guys, I'd love to ask you, like, what are your thoughts on how to make it easier for people to understand and use DeFi properly? Mkay, you can start.
Yeah. DeFi is simple. You know, they have a 12 seed phrase or whatever they have it. Some have different. Just think about this is your credit card. I've been giving my experience yesterday. Somebody came to our booth and asked us, can you download Saitama Pro? We helped them. And they showed me the seed phrase. Can you save it and do it? I said, I can't save it. And just delete and do it again. So it's like your password of the debit card or credit card. And one thing, if you have that password, save it somewhere, delete your app when you feel like something is somewhere, it's safest. Go anywhere in the world, open, and you know, whatever the wallet you have it, just put the seed phrase, you access with your funds.
So the seed phrase should not be emailed to all of your friends. You should not
Never.
post it on social media. Okay, just want to make sure we're clarified.
No, never. And one more thing, remember, there's so many scam airdrops are in your wallet. If you haven't bought any, don't claim it. Nothing is free. That's something is the biggest scam going on. As far as you're educated on this, don't claim anything which doesn't belong to you.
I've been doing it wrong this whole time. No, I'm joking. Eric, what are your thoughts on the matter, and do you have anything to share about how to make it easier to use and understand DeFi?
I think the way to get more people into it would be to actually step back a little bit and go to Web 2. So you could have like a beginner and a pro version of a wallet where you have a username and password. You're saying about the seed phrase being a password? You could have an email and a password like your Amazon account. Your Amazon account doesn't get hacked. So if you went back a little bit to Web 2 and created a beginner wallet, then that would be the way forward of getting more people in because they'd understand it a little bit more.
Gotcha. Do you know of ways that can be done? Because I know there's like, when you're talking to Amazon, you can have 2FA and other things to keep it safe. So what are those like ideas in your head that could make it more secure and better if we did step a little bit back?
When we talk about the next question about the on-ramps, I'll run through something that I've got to discuss that. So should we run into that as well? Because with Fiat on-ramp question of being able to create a situation where you can have credit cards and debit cards coming in, I'm actually part of a project called CurePay. Now CurePay are doing this. They've got, essentially, you buy it on your credit card and the wallet is held within the blockchain. So you only get a personal phrase, not your seed phrase. That's on Auth0 locked away. And you use your email and your password to actually log in. You see your balance. You can then KYC to get a pro version where you can move it into a DeFi wallet or sell it on an off-ramp. So it's already there. It's easy to do. You just use Auth0.
Gotcha. Mkay, is there anything you want to add to that in terms of the Fiat off-ramp? In terms of the Fiat off-ramp, the success behind it, what it's about, and all of that?
Can you repeat it?
So what is a fiat to crypto? What is the success of, I guess, obtaining that? What are the best ways to get it back into Web 2, get money into Web 3, those types of things? Any examples that you can give about that would be great.
It's a fiat. If you have the wallet, the money in there, yeah. We are actually coming with a platform of similar where you can put money back in your bank account, and from the bank account you can go directly. Actually, I forgot. It's easy access. We were adding up with the ePay in a platform where if you want to do it directly from Fiat, you can bring it there. It's registered in Dubai, and next month actually we are launching our debit card on the blockchain. I think we are one of the very few people who brought this for the Fiat to use case with DeFi.
Cool. Eric, is there anything you wanted to add to that? No. All right, so Boban, if you want to introduce this question, that'd be great. It's about risks and losses, which I'm sure you're familiar with. So.
Yeah, the question is how to manage the risk of impermanent losses, which is, I guess, basically when you provide liquidity and then one of the two assets either goes way up or way down in relation to the other, and you incur impermanent loss, which means like if you were holding those assets, you would have had actually more capital than by providing liquidity with them. So how would you manage the risks?
Eric.
Permanent loss.
Crypto, DeFi, CeFi, whatever you look at, it's all speculation. So there's always naturally going to be an impermanent loss at some point. You were in a a bear market. When you're in a bull market, it's not there as much. When you're in a bear market, the point of standing is to just hold it. It's an impermanent loss. It's an optional loss. That is what it means. That's basically what it means. If you don't sell it, or if you're in a liquidity pool and you don't pull it out the liquidity pool until it sorts itself out, everything's based on Ethereum, BNB, and Bitcoin. Yeah? So once you're back in the bull market, then you're not in an impermanent loss. That's essentially what it means. Is if you sell it, you lose. If you hold it and take your time, you're okay.
Mkay.
Yeah, this is a very important topic. And because why, we always believe in bringing the positivity in the finance and how people handle. And again, coming back to on DeFi and how to play around, it's like, we coming with a site of education. It's a similar thing what he was explaining. Every market goes up and down, whether it's you go to NFTs or you go to crypto, you go to whatever business you do it. I'm a believer, never buy on green candles. You should trust a project maximum. Why one of the topic came about how to control the loss as well. Don't run all the project. Run with a few projects which have a utility. If you have a utility, definitely people are investing money on somewhere to construct something. Bear market comes and goes. People had seen Bitcoin go to, even I remember 2011, I was playing a poker. One of the guy was using a phone with the Bitcoin. It was like $5. First time I heard, second time I heard in 2018. So imagine how much turn it done it. Where is a Bitcoin right now? Regardless, it's 19, 20,000, but it came from after like 3 years back. So don't sell it when it's a bear market. It will go up, it's few manipulation, but keep adding your position if you have. and never invest what you can't afford to lose or you have to pay rent, any commitment. Just use the funds which is free. It's like you're investing on a property. If you're paying, you can't pay the installment, you have to sell in loss. So it's all how maths and calculation you do it. Those are the people who really make money. So my personal advice, never invest from the money you really need in another 4-5 months.
All right, and this is not an official question, so it might be a little bit of a curveball to you guys. But outside of just, the profits and losses of that asset, is there things that you can recommend to people out there listening how to sort of just manage their risks related to the DeFi space? And when I'm saying that, I'm not talking about the investment. I'm talking about there's a slew of examples of, wallets being hacked, Slope on Solana, everyone's money just disappearing. There's projects where bridges get hacked and, that project just goes and nosedives. You have Luna, that once actually used to be the name of a baseball park in the US where I'm from. So people would literally talk about Luna and go see the Washington Nationals at their stadium, and now that's worth 0. So what are things in general for people knowing that this is risky, not related to a specific asset or trading, that you could offer advice? Eric.
Sorry, I turned it off. You're stepping into financial advice there. So let me just say, this is not financial advice. Do your own research, okay? Standard. For me personally, what I always do when I invest, which I think I understand the question, it was a long question. But for me personally, what I do is I have an exit strategy for my initial. So when I invest, my initial leaves at some point. For me, it's 5x. So once you're at 5x, I take my initial and I let the rest run and I see what happens. And that allows me to know that my investment, everything's profit. And then that can move into another project. That's the way I do it. But that's not financial advice.
Mkay, do you have any strategies, things to offer to the public out there?
Yeah, strategy is simple, what I said. I don't run on green candles. I run when people, it's a say in business. You buy when it's a bad news, you sell when it's a good news. But again, don't sell everything, because I've seen few people, including me, when I was learning, I sold when it was going up and it went more up and I was regretting. So just take your funds out what is needed. And my personal advice on how to control the funds, what you have in a token. If you trust the project, just treat it like a bank. What you need, take it out. What you need, take it out. Where will you put that money? So it's all how you calculate your funds. Because bottom line, if I sell everything tomorrow, I'll buy it on high. Or if I sell everything, I buy down and it will go more down. And people say, buy the dip. How much dip it will go? That's a question. So it's called dollar value market, how you buy it. Don't buy at one go. Buy small, small, small and go like this. And I love to keep my position. Somebody asked me how much you made money on Bitcoin. I said, I don't trade Bitcoin because I'm a holder. I don't want people to play on me. And I love to hold the coin, and I have limited. I can count my coins I hold. So that's the basic. Don't run with all the tokens, all the kind. Every day there's a 200 coins. Out of all crypto, check the LP, is it locked? Check the people, are they dogs? There's 1,000 things on the education, but make sure don't run on the greed and the green candles. That's my personal advice, but not a financial advice.
All right, Alberto, we're going to quickly pause from Boban. If you can introduce yourself. Welcome to our lovely panel, the first of the Crypto Expo.
Hello, yeah, it works. Sorry for being late, and yes, my name is Alberto Mera, and I work for Jim Street. You can see our booth out there. I'm a system designer, and I'm also in charge of investments. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I basically work with Excel sheets all day.
Awesome. Nice to meet you. So I'm going to ask Boban this question, then we'll go to you. And again, it's sort of just advice of how to best manage your risks, not directly related to, selling at losses, but certain strategies that you have in this DeFi crypto world.
So first of all, in NFTs, you usually invest in people rather than in utilities and stuff like that, which is more related to tokens. Like you want your token to be able to do something, you want to interact with it. NFTs are more about communities and like how the founders bring the project forward. So one piece of advice, like when you hold an NFT is like, let's say it goes up even 10x. One thing I learned, because I'm very much of a holder, like I never sell and stuff like that, but I learned that to take profits and, limit risks, you sometimes have to ask yourself the question, would I buy again at this price? Which doesn't matter if it's up or down, like every once in a while, ask yourself that question, like either you lost conviction in your bet or you gain more conviction, like even if something is up 3x, sometimes I gain more conviction, so I buy more. And sometimes even when it's down, I like lose conviction in the founders and like how the project is going forward, so I could sell at a loss. That's my main piece of advice. Ask yourself the question, like, would I still buy at this price? If you wouldn't buy, just sell it, and that's pretty much it.
I'll add on this few things, which actually a lot of people, I heard the problem is, whenever you're buying a token, make sure check the white paper, check the taxes, because sometimes people think, like he said, you made the X and you sell, but sometimes the tax are 10, 15, 20% on selling, and you think you'll get like $5,000 back, but you're getting $2,500. So please check everything about the project before you're buying it, and check the community, check the people behind it, check the people are supporting. So, I'll give you an example of our own Saitama. Our Saitama is more than 300 to 400,000 older. It's called Wolfpack. And these all are the Wolfpack sitting. It's a community. Look at the people. They are traveling from their own money, traveling all around from the world just to support Saitama. Look, this is what we are looking at as a community, and the people behind it. So please don't run behind the, anything people talk about. Do your own study. Don't put the money, because once you put the money, it goes down. It's like people will pump you, buy the dip. Don't buy the dip. First see the project.
Appreciate that. So investing in the people and the community, and speaking of those people, Alberto, if you can answer this question relating to, how to make something more mainstream. DeFi has sort of had a rough battle. I gave examples before you came in. We had Luna, essentially was the title name of a Major League Baseball stadium in the US, so people got familiar with these names and saw a lot of money just disappear. So what are strategies or things that you do to best manage your risks to help people feel more comfortable and make DeFi, crypto, NFTs a more mainstream thing?
Right, so I believe that what's lacking in this ecosystem is trust. Most people lack the trust in whatever is happening out there, and this is where I think that the metaverse can help, because it brings to the users the possibility of interacting with something, not in a physical manner, of course, but in a more real-life manner. And I think this is going to bring some trust into the system, hopefully. The other thing that I think it's important when it comes to bringing DeFi to mainstream is basically continue to live in a world where financial repression is happening. We are seeing this in all countries, and as this continues to happen, most people are going to be interested in finding alternatives that are interesting in terms of investments and interesting in terms of saving money and keeping the value of their money. So as long as countries are filled up with debt, decentralized finance solutions and these alternative finance solutions, I think are going to be interesting for the community. And lastly, I think it's important for people developing that they listen to the community, because they know what they want, and you may have an idea in your mind about what you think they want, but I think it's better to listen to them and to build something that they actually want and need.
Appreciate that. And yes, we've been keeping on track. We got about 4 minutes left. Thanks everyone for being here. I'll add another curveball that's not on the initial list of questions. I'm going to go to Boban, Mkay. Actually, let's just do reverse. We're going to go back to Alberto, then go down this way. I've been here. I have a booth over there. I'm representing Angel Dust. I spoke to a lot of people yesterday. I'm an NFT marketplace. Not a lot of people were actually familiar with NFTs or even held them. So what are some things about crypto or DeFi that has not been mentioned that you think is cool and why you want to be a part of this? Because those are things that will make it more acceptable, want people to join, and eventually reach that goal of making DeFi more mainstream.
Right, so I think to me the coolest part of it is that you don't need to KYC in most places, but basically the point here is that you can enter any system via a wallet, and that this opens a lot of possibilities for users that otherwise would not be able to access any kind of banking or financial solutions. Thanks to DeFi, thanks to blockchain, thanks to crypto, most users all over the world, as long as they have a phone, they can access these solutions that otherwise wouldn't be available to them. And I think, to me, this is the most important part of what DeFi is bringing to the users.
Thanks. All right, Eric, if you can keep this to 45 seconds,
Okay.
that would be great.
Okay, so with DeFi and decentralization, myself personally, and why I find it so cool, is I think that the people who are here or in other expos and actually developing utilities are going to be like the future. For example, NFTs. NFTs right now are a JPEG. There are so many use cases for an NFT. You could do scientific data research pockets with it to be able to share it across the world. You could do deeds for your house, receipts for a watch. It's so secure in a decentralized wallet, you're never going to lose a receipt for your $150,000 Rolex. You've got it there to prove if you ever lose it. Your Lambo, you can prove you own it. This is the future.
A lot of real world ties is what you're saying. Mkay, your thoughts. What makes
Always.
crypto, DeFi cool, and why do people want to be a part of it?
No, always a DeFi, man. DeFi, again, you know, there's so many things we can do it, and that's what we are here to do it. And recently we are in DeFi, I'll tell you, we are opening a casino, metaverse casino. We are having a DeFi, like a step in. We have motion. There's a solid blocks. We are adding up anything to everything in DeFi, how to make it as a best place to go. Because, as I said, I want my money to be in my pocket, not somebody else. So many banks got bankrupt. So many, my friends got some email, oh, your account is frozen, show the source of income. He done it on the exchange, and what happened later, he got the money, frozen account open after 3 months because you can't reach. DeFi, you don't need a permission. I can sit here, pay the payment right now, right away. That's what I need, freedom.
Appreciate that. Boban, last 30 seconds. We will end with you. Thank you, everyone, for being here at the Crypto Expo. And how do we make, or what's the cool factor? What's the one thing you want to say that could help DeFi be more mainstream?
I think it's really about the freedom DeFi brings, and the fact that we kind of create our own future, and you know, we take on more responsibilities to actually have more freedom. Like you gotta keep your seed phrases safe, and in exchange you get the possibility to go all around the world, and basically with a seed phrase in your head have access to all of your funds. Thanks for coming to the presentation, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.
Again, Alberto, Eric, Mkay, Boban, and I'm Devan. Round of applause for our panel today.
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.